Hello, this is Prince Will of Global Consults. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are. For me, it's a beautiful day. I promised earlier, a couple of days ago, I think, I'll be sharing some information with respect to relocating abroad. Content we'll be discussing would be types of visa, countries you can relocate to, or you should consider relocating to, depending on the type of visa you can afford or you have. The things you should do in preparation for arrival in that country if you want to succeed in that particular country. I will be taking this as much as I can. I hope you go through it with me. I just take your time, save the video, follow us on all our social media channels at Uphill Consults. We're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. You can also reach out to us through our WhatsApp phone number +23480 if you need any visa assistance. So let's dive right into what we are going to discuss today. Now, for many of us who are residents in Africa, even in some parts of Asia, all over the world basically, we want to move from one country to another country for different reasons. We'll all have different reasons why we want to travel abroad, okay? So if you want to consider traveling abroad this 2024 or any other year you want to consider, you need to bear in mind that traveling abroad, it's getting more difficult by the day. It's getting more expensive by the day. So you need to put this in mind. The cost of traveling abroad last year is not the same as this year. It's not the same as it was last 5 years, last 10 years. The difficulty levels keep increasing by the day. So you need to have this in mind. Now, types of visas you should consider if you want to relocate abroad. Now, it depends on why you want to travel abroad, okay? You need to consider a work visa, all right? If you want to work abroad, get employment abroad, relocate with a relative sense of peace of mind, go with a work visa. Many countries, almost all countries have work visa. The challenge is in getting employment in this country, and which allows you to apply for a work visa. For us at OP Global Consults, we can assist you get employment, apply for work visas to countries like UK. Yes, UK, United Kingdom. We have employment packages for UK, COS work visa. We have for Czech Republic. We have for Lithuania. We have for Poland. Now, these three countries, Czech Republic, Lithuania, Poland, they are all Schengen countries and they are in Europe. Also, the UK is in Europe, but not in the Schengen region. Now, for Poland, Czech Republic, Lithuania, we have jobs like mechanic, we have electrician job, we have car washer, we have security jobs, we have factory workers, we have packagers, we have couple truck drivers. We have truck drivers job for these three countries in Schengen area: Lithuania, Czech Republic, Poland. Processing time for these countries is between 3 to 5 months for the work permits. UK, obtaining it is between 2 to 3 weeks. So when you add your work visa application, another 3 weeks, you're looking at less than 2 months. We also have Kuwait at the moment. We have bike riders, that is dispatch riders for Kuwait. So you can consider work visa as your first option if you want to relocate abroad. It doesn't have to be these countries. You can choose Canada, UK, Australia. You can choose Egypt, Turkey, any country you want to go to. If you can get the work visa, beautiful for you and your family. In most cases, this work visas allows you to relocate immediately with your family. Sometimes you can relocate alone, then your family joins you later. Excuse me. Then the other visa category you can consider, which is quite expensive, is study visa. If you can afford it, you can consider Canada, UK, US, New Zealand, Australia, and other countries for your study visa. The cost for this study visa depends entirely on the tuition fee okay? Because you have to consider your tuition fee, you make deposit of your tuition fee payments, you consider so many factors, your accommodation, while you get to that country, your proof of funds, that is your bank statements, your visa fees. If you're traveling alone, the cost is relatively cheaper than if you're moving with your spouse or with your kids. So you need to consider. If you want cheaper options for study visa, you can consider Europe, countries in Europe like Malta, like Spain, like Poland, and some other countries. You can consider these countries. They are relatively cheaper in comparison to Canada, UK, US, Australia, New Zealand, and these top countries. But as an admissions counselor, before you consider relocating abroad through the study route, you need to pay attention to courses you'll be studying abroad. It's one thing to have money to pay for your tuition fee. It's another thing to get a postgraduate work permit, get a job after your education in that country. Because in most cases, if you don't get to study a useful course, by useful I mean course that is relevant to that country, to this economy that we have in this time. If you don't get to study a course like that, you'll find out you wasted your tuition fee money for the 1 year or 2 years or 4 years or 5 years program you went to study abroad. So you need to check what are the high in demand jobs in that country. Okay, you need to check what are the high in demand jobs so you can study a course that aligns with the job market in that country. STEM courses are always high in demand. Engineering, tech, mathematics, science, science like medicine, nursing, agriculture, neurology. Basically, those courses are always high in demand in any country. So you can study courses in these areas. You would easily get jobs. Okay, you would easily get jobs after your study or even while you are still studying. And for those who are in arts or social sciences, you may be asking, what about us? Yes, you can consider studying abroad, even if you have a background in art or social sciences. You can combine and blend philosophy and political science, criminology, migration studies, climate change, bioethics, clinical psychology, sales ethics, religion and terrorism, politics and poverty. You can find a way to create a worthy thesis, all right, from that discipline you are in, all right. For example, if you have a foundation in, let's say, English, let's say philosophy, let's say psychology, let's say political science, you can think of criminology, you can think of migration studies, you can think of terrorism studies. Look for courses that are burning issues in the world, especially in that country where you wish to work after you've studied. This is for those relocating through study visa. You can move with your family, you can move alone, depending on your budget, depending on the country's policy with respect to relocation. For the UK, you can't relocate with your family except you're studying a PhD or a research master's. So if you're studying just a course master's, you will not be able to relocate with your family. If you're studying a bachelor's, you can't relocate with your family. But for other countries, you can. For some other countries like Malta, you may not be able to relocate with your family immediately. They get to join you later. So you need to find out the variables with respect to this relocation with your family. Then for those who do not have either work visas or you don't have study visas, you need to consider tourist or visit visas. For me, from experience, if you're considering tourist or visit visas and you want to relocate with it, that is settled down in that country, consider Australia, New Zealand, and most countries in the Eastern Europe, like Czech Republic, Estonia, Lithuania, Croatia, and the likes. You need to consider accommodation. For Australia and New Zealand that I know of, you can get a job after when you arrive the country on tourist visa, but you need to consider accommodation while you're looking for a job and the skills you have and certifications. This guarantee if you're going to get a job or not. And also consider networking with the locals, that is the citizens of that country, while you are still there. It helps you get a job as quickly as possible. I wish I would do more on this, but for now, let's stick with what I've been able to achieve within these 10 minutes. Once again, this is Prince Will, Up Global Consult. To have a lovely time.